You guys already know. When she's asking for an open marriage, it's time to go. She needs to go. If you don't leave, she needs to leave. It's over. The relationship is over. One, she's already been cheating. Two, she wants to cheat. Just get rid of her. Just get rid of her. It's not worth it. So salute to you, man. I'm glad you did what you were supposed to do.
Subject: My experience with infidelity and divorce. Dear True Story. Epic. I hope this email finds you well. I recently stumbled upon your YouTube channel after watching a 30-minute cat video where a man attached cameras to his cats and let them roam the neighborhood. Your video was recommended to me afterward, and out of curiosity, I clicked on it. Before I knew it, I had listened to 3 of your stories back to back. Hearing those experiences resonated deeply with me and compelled me to share my own story. My name is Mason, and I was married to Becky for 7 years. Our marriage had its ups and downs like any other, but I always believed we had a strong foundation. However, things took a turn when Becky approached me with the idea of having an open marriage. She believed that exploring relationships outside our marriage could be beneficial for both of us. I was taken aback by her suggestion and immediately declined. I told her no and tried to move past the conversation, hoping it was a fleeting thought on her part. Feeling unsettled, I confided in my brother about Becky's proposition. We discussed the potential implications, especially considering that Becky had been fired from her job just 2 weeks prior. She had told me that a coworker made a mistake and unfairly blamed her, leading to her termination. Given her unemployment status, I was concerned about the possibility of alimony if our marriage were to dissolve. My brother and I devised a plan to protect my interests and ensure that I wouldn't be financially burdened in the event of a divorce. As days went by, I couldn't shake off the feeling that something was amiss. Becky's sudden interest in an open marriage and her recent job loss didn't sit right with me. One night, after she had fallen asleep, I decided to look through her emails and text messages. What I discovered shattered my trust. Becky had been having an affair with her manager, and the real reason for her termination was this inappropriate relationship. The HR department had sent her a termination letter explicitly stating that her dismissal was due to her affair with her manager. Fueled by a mix of anger and betrayal, I woke Becky up and confronted her. I told her that our marriage was over and read aloud the termination letter from her employer. She feigned ignorance, claiming she had no idea what I was talking about. But when I recited the exact wording from the letter detailing her affair, she broke down in tears and apologized profusely. In the heat of the moment, I asked her, "So this is why you want an open marriage, huh?" She tried to convince me that an open marriage would be beneficial for us, especially before having children. Becky presented 3 reasons to support her argument for an open marriage. Enhanced communication. She believed that opening up our relationship would necessitate deeper conversations about our desires, boundaries, and feelings, thereby strengthening our bond. Personal growth. Becky argued that exploring relationships outside our marriage would allow us to grow individually, bringing new experiences and perspectives back into our relationship, preventing future infidelity. She suggested that by allowing each other the freedom to engage with others, we could reduce the temptation to cheat, as there would be no need for secrecy or betrayal. Despite her justifications, I couldn't accept her proposal. The trust had been broken, and I knew our marriage couldn't recover from this betrayal. While Becky thought I was contemplating her suggestion, I was secretly planning my exit. I consulted with a lawyer to understand my options and strategized the divorce proceedings to avoid paying alimony. The lawyer explained that since Becky was fired due to her own misconduct, it would be unlikely for her to claim alimony successfully. Wanting to make a definitive statement, I decided to have the divorce papers served to Becky in a manner she wouldn't forget. She had been staying at her mother's house for a week, giving me space to cool off and reconsider the open marriage idea. I hired a professional process server to deliver the divorce papers to her at her mother's residence. To document the event, I provided the server with a small body camera. The server arrived at Becky's mother's house in the early afternoon. He rang the doorbell, and Becky answered, surprised to see a stranger at the door. The server handed her the envelope containing the divorce papers and informed her of their contents. Becky's face turned pale as she realized what was happening. In a fit of rage, she grabbed a nearby bowl of ice cream and threw it at the server, shouting obscenities and demanding he leave. The server, maintaining professionalism, wiped off the ice cream and left the premises, all captured on the body camera. Shortly after, Becky called me, her voice trembling with desperation. She begged me not to go through with the divorce, insisting that we could work things out. Ignoring her pleas, I informed her that I had changed the locks on our home and that she was no longer welcome. When she rushed back to the house, she found herself locked out, further solidifying the finality of our separation. During the divorce hearings, Becky's lawyer attempted to argue for alimony, claiming that Becky was incapable of supporting herself due to her unemployment. However, my lawyer presented the termination letter from Becky's employer, highlighting that her job loss resulted from her own actions. This evidence painted Becky in a negative light, and the judge ruled in my favor, finalizing the divorce without any alimony obligations on my part. Even after the divorce was finalized, Becky continued to reach out, pleading for reconciliation. Brother, let me tell you, this next chapter in Becky's downfall, it's comedy gold, so grab your popcorn because this might be the wildest thing you've read all week. It all started with a random phone call. A few months after everything settled with the divorce, life had been peaceful for me. Quiet. No more chaos. No more Becky drama. I was focused on my job, back in the gym, hanging out with friends, and just enjoying life. Then one day, out of nowhere, I get a call from some random number. I usually don't answer unknown calls, but something told me to pick this one up. Man, I'm glad I did because the moment I said hello, I heard a voice I hadn't heard in months. It was Becky, crying, sniffling, begging. Mason, please, I need to talk to you. Please don't hang up. My first reaction, laughing, because what in the Lifetime movie was this? Turns out Karma was working overtime because Becky was getting sued by her affair partner's wife. Becky got slapped with an alienation of affection lawsuit. Now I didn't even know that was a real thing until Becky told me. Apparently, in some states in the US, if you can prove that someone intentionally ruined your marriage, you can sue them for damages. And guess what? Becky's little affair wasn't as secret as she thought. That man's wife had proof. Screenshots, photos, hotel receipts, even screenshots of Becky bragging about her relationship with this married man on Snapchat and private Facebook messages. Becky's arrogance finally caught up to her. But here's the best part. Becky told me her own lawyer told her she had a good chance of losing the case, and that's why she was calling me. Mason, you were my husband. You're obligated to help me. I swear to you, this woman had the nerve, to tell me that because we were married during part of her affair, I was obligated to help her financially. She said, Mason, we were married when this happened. If I lose this case, it's going to destroy me financially. Please, please help me. At this point, I was fully laughing on the phone. Becky, are you out of your damn mind? I said. You ruined our marriage. You cheated, you lied, you embarrassed me, and now you think I'm going to dig into my pockets to help you after you cheated with another woman's husband. Oh no, sweetheart. You better call your affair partner. Oh wait, he's still married too. She kept crying and begging, but I wasn't moved at all. I told her she made her bed, now she's gotta lay in it. I hung up. Thought that was the end of it. Boy, was I wrong. The so-called lawyer from hell. About 10 minutes later, I get another call, different number. This time it's some man claiming to be Becky's lawyer. He introduced himself like he was Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad or something, and said Becky told him I was willing to help with her retainer fee. I didn't say a word for a few seconds. I just sat there stunned. This clown really thought I was about to give him money? I told him flat out, "Sir, I don't owe Becky anything. Stop calling me." But the man wouldn't stop. Over the next few days, this lawyer kept calling from different numbers, even texting me, even emailing me. And here's where things got sketchy. He said if I wanted to pay, I could send the money via Cash App. Who? What respectable lawyer is out here asking for Cash App payments? The trap. At this point, I knew this guy wasn't a real lawyer, maybe a friend of Becky's, maybe some scammer she hired. Either way, I decided I was going to have a little fun. I pretended like I was going to pay. I asked for his Cash App name. Got it. Then I hit up one of my boys from college who knows a thing or two about the darker side of the internet. I told him what was going on. He laughed so hard and said, "Bro, say less." Long story short, about 48 hours later, whoever that scammer was, his Cash App account got hacked, cleaned out, lost a few $100s. How do I know? Because this clown kept calling and leaving me angry voicemails talking about, "You messed with the wrong one. I'm gonna sue you. LOL. Sir, you were trying to scam me and got scammed yourself. Poetic justice." Eventually, after a few more empty threats, he stopped calling. Becky's final desperate attempt, showing up at my job. You'd think that would be the end of the story, but no. Becky had one final card to play, and let me tell you, it was both sad and hilarious. One afternoon, I was at work. We were having a lunch and learn in the conference room. Casual vibe, food catered. My coworkers and I were all relaxed. Then I heard the receptionist call me on the intercom. Mason? There's a woman here asking to see you." My stomach dropped because I knew exactly who it was. I stepped out into the lobby and sure enough, there was Becky. Makeup ruined, crying, begging. "Mason, please talk to me. Please, I'm so sorry. I miss you. I can't do this without you." Bro, everybody in the office could see and hear her because she was loud. The receptionist was already on the phone with building security. My coworkers were peeking around the corner watching like it was a Netflix drama. Becky got on her knees, yes, on her knees, in front of everyone and started sobbing like it was a scene from some sad romance movie. Except nobody felt sorry for her. People were literally laughing. One of my coworkers whispered, "Is that your ex-wife? Oh, she's gone off the deep end." Finally, the receptionist, shout out to her, calmly walked over, put her hand on Becky's shoulder and said, "Ma'am, you need to leave the premises immediately or we will have to call the police." Becky stood up, wiped her face, looked at me like I had betrayed her, and walked out. My office was in tears, laughing after she left. The aftermath. Since then, no more calls from Becky, no more fake lawyers, no more drama. I heard through the grapevine, because small towns love gossip, that Becky lost the lawsuit, got hit with a judgment she couldn't afford. Her affair partner left her high and dry. Her lawyer never existed. And me, living my best life, saving money, peaceful. Becky thought I was going to be her safety net after everything she did to me. But like I told my friends, that bridge burned to the ground the day she chose TikTok affairs and open marriage fantasies over loyalty. Moral of the story, karma doesn't miss. Anyway, I figured you'd get a kick out of this update. Feel free to read this one on the channel too if you want. I hope anybody out there dealing with a Becky learns from my experience. Sometimes the best revenge is just moving on and letting karma do its thing. So, now that you know my story, I want to share something that maybe some of your audience will find helpful. I've taken some time to reflect deeply on my life and the direction I want it to take. The tumultuous events of the past have been both a challenge and a revelation, leading me to a pivotal decision to embark on a journey of profound self improvement and personal growth. I've chosen to adopt what is commonly referred to as monk mode, a period of intense focus, discipline, and self reflection aimed at achieving one's highest potential. I want to share with you and your audience the 6 detailed steps I've outlined for myself to upgrade my life. These steps are not just theoretical, they are actionable strategies that I am confident will lead to tangible, positive changes. My hope is that by sharing this plan, others who may find themselves at a crossroads can draw inspiration and perhaps chart their own path towards self betterment. 1. Establishing clear, specific goals. The foundation of any transformative journey lies in setting clear and specific goals. Without a defined destination, it's easy to wander aimlessly and lose motivation. I've taken the time to introspect and identify the areas of my life that require improvement and the aspirations I wish to fulfill. For instance, one of my primary goals is to enhance my physical health by losing 20 pounds over the next 6 months. To achieve this, I've broken down this overarching goal into smaller, manageable milestones, such as losing approximately 3-4 pounds per month. This approach not only makes the goal seem more attainable, but also allows for regular progress tracking and adjustments as needed. Additionally, I've set a professional goal to acquire a new skill relevant to my career. By dedicating time each day to focused learning, I aim to complete an online certification course within the next 3 months. This will not only bolster my professional credentials, but also reignite my passion for continuous learning. 2. Creating a structured daily routine. A structured routine is vital for maintaining discipline and ensuring that time is allocated effectively toward goal attainment. I've designed a daily schedule that prioritizes my objectives while also allowing for necessary rest and recreation. My day begins at 5:30 a.m. with a 30-minute meditation session to center my thoughts and set a positive tone. Following this, I engage in a 45-minute workout, alternating between cardio and strength training to promote overall fitness. After a nutritious breakfast, I dedicate the next 2 hours to deep work on my professional development goals. This uninterrupted time block is reserved for studying, skill acquisition, and project work, ensuring that I make consistent progress. Afternoons are allocated to my professional responsibilities, ensuring that my current job performance remains exemplary. Evenings are reserved for relaxation, hobbies, and social interactions, providing a balanced approach that prevents burnout. By adhering to this structured routine, I create an environment conducive to productivity and personal growth. 3. Practicing deep work and minimizing distractions. In our modern world, distractions are ubiquitous, often hindering our ability to focus deeply on tasks. To counter this, I've committed to practicing deep work, a state of undisturbed concentration that allows for the production of high-quality output. To facilitate deep work, I've implemented several strategies. Digital detox. During designated work periods, I turn off non-essential notifications on my devices and use applications that block distracting websites and apps. This minimizes the temptation to engage in unproductive activities. Optimized workspace. I've organized my workspace to be clutter-free and equipped with only the essentials needed for my tasks. A clean and organized environment promotes focus and reduces mental clutter. Time blocking. By scheduling specific time blocks for different tasks, I ensure that each activity receives my full attention. For example, I allocate 90-minute sessions for deep work, followed by 15-minute breaks to recharge. These practices not only enhance my productivity, but also improve the quality of my work, leading to greater satisfaction and motivation. 4. Prioritizing physical health and nutrition. Physical well-being is intrinsically linked to overall life satisfaction and productivity. Recognizing this, I've made a concerted effort to prioritize my health through regular exercise and mindful nutrition. My fitness regimen includes a mix of cardiovascular exercises, strength training, and flexibility workouts. This holistic approach ensures that I build endurance, strength, and agility. To maintain consistency, I've set specific workout times and treat them as non-negotiable appointments. In terms of nutrition, I've adopted a balanced diet rich in whole foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. Meal prepping on weekends helps me avoid the pitfalls of unhealthy eating during busy weekdays. Additionally, I stay hydrated by drinking ample water throughout the day and limit the intake of processed foods and sugary beverages. By taking care of my body, I not only improve my physical health, but also enhance my mental clarity and emotional stability, which are crucial for personal development. 5. Cultivating mindfulness and mental clarity. Mental well-being is a cornerstone of a fulfilling life. To cultivate mindfulness and achieve mental clarity, I've incorporated several practices into my daily routine. Meditation. As mentioned earlier, I begin each day with meditation. This practice helps me center my thoughts, manage stress, and approach challenges with a calm demeanor. Journaling. Each evening, I spend time reflecting on the day's events, noting achievements, challenges, and areas for improvement. Journaling serves as a tool for self-awareness and personal growth. Gratitude practice. I make it a point to acknowledge and appreciate the positive aspects of my life. This fosters a sense of contentment and shifts focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. These mindfulness practices enhance my emotional intelligence, improve decision-making, and contribute to a more balanced and harmonious life. 6. Engaging in continuous learning and skill development. The pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong endeavor that keeps the mind sharp and opens doors to new opportunities. I've committed to continuous learning by reading regularly. I allocate time each day to read books and articles that expand my understanding of various subjects. This not only broadens my horizons, but also improves cognitive function. Online courses. Enrolling in online courses allows me to acquire new skills and stay updated with industry trends. I've selected courses that align with my career goals and personal interests. Networking. Engaging with professionals and communities in my field provides insights, mentorship opportunities, and potential collaborations. Attending seminars, webinars, and workshops facilitates this engagement. By prioritizing learning, I ensure that I remain adaptable and equipped to navigate the ever-evolving landscape of life and work. Conclusion. Embarking on this monk mode journey is a commitment to myself, a pledge to invest in my growth, well-being, and future. While the path requires discipline and sacrifice, I am confident that the rewards will be immeasurable. By implementing these 6 steps, I aim to transform my life, achieve my goals, and become the best version of myself. I share this plan with you and your audience not only to hold myself accountable, but also in the hope that it may inspire others to take charge of their lives and pursue their own paths of self-improvement. Change is challenging, but with a clear plan, unwavering commitment, and the support of a like-minded community, it is undoubtedly attainable. Thank you for providing a platform where stories can be heard from men that usually don't have a shoulder to lean on.
You realized this is a huge red flag. I'm not putting up with this, and you didn't. Salute to you, man. Guys, if you want to send in a story, send it to truestorynation@gmail.com. Here, I'll put it on the screen. That is truestorynation@gmail.com. I'm going to catch you guys at the next one.